Sell Your Car UK is back and delighted to offer for sale another VW Golf GTI. You wait ages for one to come along and then two come along at once. We're looking here at a 2009 on an 09 plate VW Golf GTI. It's a 2-litre TFSI and it's a DSG, which is an automatic gearbox, which it just drives perfectly. It's exactly the one you want. And if you aren't sure if you want a Golf GTI or not, you do. Don't forget about it. Whatever you've been thinking, just forget it. Get it. Just even if you don't get this one or this one, just get a Golf GTI. If you can do. I love them. I have to say, we're not here at Sell Your Car UK just about Golf GTIs. We've waited ages for one. As I say, now we've got two, and I just absolutely love them. And whoever gets one, congratulations. Now this especially, big congratulations, because it's in that gorgeous metallic black and it's got the diamond cut alloy wheels, the Monza alloy wheels. They are in immaculate condition. They have just been A1 refurbished. So you are getting a car here that really does look so very good. If you were to drive it home and show your friends or your family, they would all admire it from an instant. I'm going to take you around it and show you. There are some marks because it is a privately owned vehicle. It is used, so there are obviously going to be some marks on it, but you can see there's no big scratches or scrapes or dents. There's a tiny little stone chip on the bonnet just here. And that is surrounded by lots of little tiny stone chips that you can just see here. It's done 44,671 miles at this time of filming. It's had 5 services, all done by VW. That's up to 40,890 miles, and that was done in February of 2013. It's taxed, it's MOT'd, and it comes, as I said, with that full service history, and it's just had a warranty that expired on the 24th of July of this year 2013. If you wanted to extend that through VW, who it was with, that would cost £326, which you could sort out with no trouble whatsoever. We could even help you to sort that out, and it is quite a useful thing. This has just had a very cool function that it's got, which is its rear reversing camera fixed under that warranty. They wouldn't reveal to us how much that costs. They said we could phone up and find out. They gave us a bit of a runaround. It turns out though that it could be quite an expensive fix, and for £326 it's not just that that's covered. It's worth getting. This car doesn't come with any warranty. It's a privately owned vehicle and it's being sold using Sell Your Car UK, and we are an agency that help private sellers to get as much money for their car as they possibly can. Now hopefully you're getting a really good look at how gorgeous this car is. There's no scratches, there's no scrapes, no one's keyed it where it's been resprayed or anything. It's really lovely, and indeed any work that has been done to it, because it's quite possible that it has had some work done to it over the years, then that has been done to a really top quality standard, and you really can't see any problems with it, as you can see here. I want to get up close and personal with it. Now we're round the back here, and I just want to show you there's a tiny little mark just there on the bumper. It's like a smudge, but it's actually made up of very small scratches. If you want to have a look at a Facebook album at facebook.com/sellyourcaruk.tv, you'll see an album of pictures of this car, and there are some very detailed ones, including showing you just what that tiny little smudge really is. If you want to get it sorted out, it's not the easiest thing to do, and you're not going to start spending hundreds of pounds or £100 odd getting that rear bumper resprayed to get it done, and indeed the seller hasn't done so either. There are these tiny little dots here, but they're good things. Those are your rear parking sensors. Under here though lives a rear parking camera which pops out of that little black box there when you put it into reverse. I'll show you all of that, but while we're opening the boot, I just want to show you in here all of the docs. It's got loads of history coming with the car. In the service book there are 5 stamps. The last one, as I say, was done in February 2013, and that included the gearbox oil change as well, which should be done every 40,000 miles. Is very important for Audis and VWs and Seats with automatic gearboxes, and it's good that this one's been done. And in the service done in May 2012, it had its brake fluid changed as well. That was done at 33,000. That needs doing every 2 years. The next service is saying on the display in the dashboard that it's not due for over 5,000 miles or 191 days. It does keep you well notified as to when to drive it to your nearest VW dealer. These are all VW stamps going all the way back to the first one done in December 2009 at 5,095 miles. Those are all the stamps in the book. But of course you don't need to go to VW yourself. All you need to do is make sure you use VW parts, or at least parts that are as good as. But in this case it has all been very much up to VW standards. You've got an MOT here which does show a couple of advisory items. It was done on the 21st of May 2013. It's showing that the coolant is on minimum. It is still on minimum 1,000 miles later. It shouldn't evaporate or leak, so it shouldn't really go down. I think this is just their way of trying to sell them some coolant. But if you want some, we've got coolant. We've got to try and get some coolant, but we'll get you some coolant. Don't worry about that. It's just on minimum at the moment. We're not worried about it, if you're that worried about it. I just thought I'd mention it because it's on the advisory items. The near side front tyre is cut on the outer wall. That is no longer the near side front, that is now the offside rear. When the wheels got refurbished, this tyre got moved over to this side. It's a Bridgestone Potenza that can go on either side. It can go on either side of the car, which is very, very modern. But nevertheless, it was able to be moved over here, which is a good thing because it's much less likely to be curbed on the driver's rear side than it will be on the passenger side front. So that will protect it, and it's not an MOT failure. There's a big chunk even taken out here, but again, it's not something that's caused any MOT failure. It's not structural. If you're really that fussy, you can get a new tyre for a fair £100 or so. If you want to spend that money, that's entirely up to you. The tyres aren't really the big thing though. It's these wheels that centre them, as it were. They are absolutely immaculate. The work to do them has been done to a fantastic standard. The brake discs and pads are all absolutely great as well. There's loads of life left in them. There's plenty of life in the rear. There's tons, just an epic amount in the front. I want to show you, if you can see there, those pads in the front there. It's just really, just get in and drive it, enjoy it. There's really no work that is required from you for at least 5,000 miles, unless you drive over a nail. Good God forbid, God forbid. Talking of which, if you do drive over a nail, I'll just move these out of the way. So the MOT certificates and the service history, and the V5 that shows it's 3 former keepers and 1 current one. You've also got a couple of bills here. There's a bill for the previous service in May and a bill from one in 2010. You've also got the details to do with the extended warranty, but it's no longer valid, but it's useful if you want to extend it yourself. And you've even got a load of documents here, which is from the purchase of the car. Loads of documents, being all sorts of stuff to do with the finance as well, which you won't really need, so I don't think you'll have to take. But it does come with the original bill, so that's a nice thing for you to keep when you sell the car. You can sort of show the value, as it were, of what people are getting, just like you are. Now underneath here, where you've got this lovely mat, you've also got the spare tyre, which has never been on the car. You've still got all the hairs on it, and you've also got the jack and the tools and the locking wheel nut all where they should be. In the back here you've also got a ski hatch, split rear seats, a power socket, and a little holder over here for an oil thing, an oil can, and over here a little holder as well for a first aid kit, none of which are coming with the car, but if you want to get them, then that's where they would live. If we close up the boot and we carry on around this side here, I just want to show you again, there's some tiny little marks on this side of the car, a little tiny scratch just here, and then there's a tiny little dent very close to it, just down, it's very hard to see there, you can just see it rippling away there where those flats in the distance are. You can see the little ripple. Tiny little dents like that are very frustrating, and it's on the lip here as well. Again, if you wanted to get that sorted out and that scratch sorted out, you would actually have to pay to do it, and it's a tricky job because you'd have to blend these two doors together. You'd probably be looking at about £60 for that tiny little mark there. Isn't owning a car expensive? But this really just vanishes. Again, I'm just being really picky, and if you are very fussy, then obviously these costs, we would be happy for some deal to come together with this car where we could get that work done to a really top class standard, saving you some money as well. and then you're getting this car at a really good price. We handle all of that here at Sell Your Car UK, and we do it all for private sellers, so we're saving the hassle of selling it privately yourselves. Now, if you are looking at buying this car, we also offer finance, and we also offer part exchange as well. It's not done in every circumstance. It does matter, subject to conditions, but we try to do everything we can as well for you, the buyer, to make it as easy as possible to buy a car, which is why you've been watching this video for the last 10.5 minutes, and we haven't even really got inside the car yet. We want to show you everything here and make sure your time isn't wasted. So let's get now into the vehicle. We've pretty much exhausted the outside of the car. If I have missed something, you'll forgive me, I hope. I would have told you if there was something to tell you about. The bonnet, the rear bumper, the little scratch on the door there. Did I tell them about the dent in that little door there? I think I did. Okay, there's a tiny little dent. If I haven't covered it, I will. I probably have, and I will go over it again. Now, it's telling me to refuel. Starts first time, 44,671 miles. All the warning lights go off. I haven't got really any petrol in the car. It's got 5 miles left, so you've got the little light in the bottom there telling me to refuel. That depression there is telling me, the green light is telling me to put my foot on the brake. And that is because I can't change out of gear until I do, because it is an automatic, or a DSG, a double something gearbox. It's the dual clutch, and it's very good. If you're used to paddle shifts, this is better. It's got the override there, so you can switch it to manual and go up and down using the stalk, or just flick it into sport mode, the S. But you've also got the paddles on the steering wheel as well to go down and up through the gears. You've got phone, you've got multifunction steering wheel with a trip computer in the center of the dash there, where it's showing consumption on this trip was 27.1 miles per gallon, which is very good. I'm not sure what trip that was, maybe to the end of the driveway, but either way, yeah, you don't expect great fuel consumption in this car, but either way, you're not buying it for fuel consumption. Now, something that this car has got, which is really fantastic, this display here with this screen, it might be deceptive and you think you've got sat nav. You have not got sat nav, but what you do have is a rear parking camera, which I told you about before. So if you pop it into reverse, you can now see there, and I'm going to be very gentle as we move backwards. I don't know if that's really worth doing, but anyway, it's a reversing camera, and you've also got this optical parking system as well, which shows you with a radar whether or not things are close to the car as you're reversing or driving into a space. So it's very useful. That can be turned on and off with a little button down here, and you've also got your ESP as well. You've got air conditioning, dual zone, so you can adjust the climate in either side of the car, but you've also got heated seats in either side of the car as well. There's loads to tell you about in here. Lovely accents as well throughout. In the glove compartment, you've got an air vent. Airbag can be turned off so you can plug your children into the front seats, although the ISOFIX is only in the back, and there is a little slot there where you can put your manual for your service book and your Filofax. In the back there is ISOFIX, and there is also this center armrest here that comes down, which I will show you in due course. It's full leather throughout, electric windows front and rear. GTI, I'm just showing you there, is that lovely embossed leather interior in the front, and the condition of the seats is really just absolutely stunning. It's really held up well. I'm very impressed actually. At 44,500 miles, I've seen Mercedes, interestingly enough, recently that have done similar miles, genuine miles, and black leather interior doesn't look anything nearly as good as this. So it's been very well looked after. There are some little creases here where bottoms have been, but it's all in very good condition. No tears, no real wear, and no rips. It's really good. Airbags throughout. I think I've shown you enough of the driver's side here. There's loads more to sort of experience with this car than me showing it. It's about driving it, but I'm just showing you it's in good condition and all the little features it's got and hasn't got. It hasn't got electrically folding wing mirrors, which is an option you have to buy when you get the car new, and it wasn't selected. They are heated though, and you've also got electric windows front and rear, which can be controlled by the driver, and central locking buttons there. Not electric seats, they're controlled by lumbar support. So if you're looking for that, I did say, as I said, they are heated, but if you're looking for electric seats, I'm very sorry, this car is not going to be for you for that reason. That's so bad. Oh, what a shame. If I come round the back, so close yet so far. I come around the back, have a look in the back here. You can see the armrest I was talking about, and there is the ski hatch as well. It's just a very neat little function, but you've got 3x3 point safety harnesses throughout, and you've also got those Isofix seats as well, just showing you really that it's never really been used in the back here. It looks like it's in really fantastic condition. The mats, again, as I say, look fantastic. And you've got these pockets in the back of the seats as well. No kids kick the back of the seats. It's lovely. Electric windows, loads of speakers, in really good condition. That'd be a lovely place to be in the back of, but hold on for dear life. Although it depends who's driving. Obviously, if I was driving, then you wouldn't need to hold on. It'd be very comfortable with the armrest down, and we can just enjoy the car. We'd probably just be reversing it and looking out the back on the little camera. It's absolutely gorgeous. This video has gone on for a long time, and I appreciate you coming and watching it up to this point. If you want to make a journey down to come and see it, or indeed the other Golf GTI we've got as well, that's done half the miles, but is very different. If you want to watch that video, do check out the other videos on our site at SellYourCarUK. All you need to do, youtube.com/SellYourCarUK. And as I say, there's an album of photos as well on our Facebook page. I hope I did cover this dent. I just remembered it. I can't see it, but there we go. There's a tiny little dent just there. You can see little scratches there as well. The scratches might polish out quite easily. I'm just trying to show you, but the dent itself, it's a tiny little, hello, see me, it's a tiny little dent, which isn't really, there we go. You can kind of see how the grass is sort of bouncing around there. So it's not as simple as just polishing that out. That dent needs to be sorted. I have talked about this, I'm sure, and as well, a tiny little mark just there. There's a tiny mark. Again, I'm sure I've talked about this, but maybe I haven't. Maybe it was to somebody else. The point is that tiny little mark has been touched in already, and if you were to respray the whole corner here with the blend into the door, you'd be looking at spending probably about £100 or so to sort that out, and it really wouldn't be worth spending because you can't even see it. The condition of the car is absolutely gorgeous. I'm sure I've covered everything. I now think I've covered some things twice. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's nothing more to say. There's only one place that you can get this car. It is for sale only and exclusively through SellYourCarUK. I want one.